Good afternoon and welcome to the Sedro Woolley Rotary Club, the greatest Rotary club in the. Thank you. Gratitude is the healthiest of all human emotions. The more you express gratitude for what you have, the more likely you will have more to express gratitude for. Can you, Sheena, you give the invocation, please?
Heavenly Father, we come before you this afternoon with gratitude that we were able to have such a successful auction, that we can pass that on and help multiply that money into serving our community and around the globe. Thank you for that we have the people in our club and in our communities that we can have for such great fellowship as well. And please help guide us to continue in our striving to give service above self. Amen.
Thank you. Please join me in the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The four-way test: is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And I think our song will be led by our chief, Lynn.
We got the military songs theme going on. If you take a look at paper on the table, we're going to go down to the Army next. I think Louis is our Army rep here today. Did you want to sing this for all of us, Louis, or do you want us all to sing together? Got it. I don't either. So we're going to go with the Army U.S. Field Artillery 1908 version. And if you want to kick us off, over hill, over dale, we will hit the dusty trail. Good enough. And thank you, Keith, for just making it sound really good where I'm standing here.
Do we have any visiting Rotarians today? Ellen?
Hi, we have with us today Stan Soha, sorry. I wrote his name down on our lunch list at the senior center yesterday, and it's spelled differently than you sound. So Stan is visiting us from Brunswick, Ohio.
Oh, very good.
She's here for another reason, but we do have a visiting Rotarian, Susie DeVries. She's from the Skagit Rotary Club in Melbourne.
Susie? Any other visiting Rotarians? Do you have any guest Rotarians besides the students of the month?
So my wife Sylvia wanted to join us today, so she's here. All right, we have, I'm Charlie Bush, by the way. Came in from the Squim Sunrise Rotary a few months ago, so transferred into this club. But we have with us Lisa Bloom from Fort Sill. She's the Chief of Civil Law from Fort Sill, Oklahoma, with the U.S. Army. Perfect song choice. Thank you, Chief. And she's here as a part of an exchange program with the U.S. Army and joining us at the city of Sedro Woolley for the week. So glad to have her here.
Welcome. Well, where's Terry? Time for Students of the Month.
Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to an incredible day that I get to celebrate four amazing seniors, both for the month of April and the month of May. These students, when we read the four-way test for Rotary, they stand for each one of those testaments that we say every single Thursday. And I am so proud to be standing here and share their celebration with you. I'm going to start with Miss Lily DeVries. Lily DeVries is the daughter of Jeff and Susie DeVries of Mount Vernon. Lily maintains a 3.9 grade point average while being actively involved in our high school. She has been on the varsity volleyball team for 4 years and lettering, as well as being on our tennis team for 3 years, lettering each of those years. Lily was also our class president her sophomore year and has had the role of ASB vice president her senior year. She's been in National Honor Society for 3 years, as well as varsity and volunteerism for 4 years, with currently over 400 hours of community service. Outside of school, Lily enjoys hanging out with her friends and family. She loves spending time outside, going on hikes and swimming, and going on adventures to new places around the Pacific Northwest. Lily also enjoys baking, and she has held many babysitting jobs for local families, helping out with kids aging 6 months to 11 years old. So she's someone to contact if you need a babysitter. Miss Lily, will you please come to the microphone and share with us who's here with you today and also your plans after graduation?
Hi, my name is Lily DeVries, and I brought my mom, Susie DeVries. And after high school, I plan to attend the University of Hawaii at Manoa to study dentistry.
Lily, you didn't know that principals make visits to like postgraduates, right? Yeah. Okay. I am really excited to bring forth our next student of the month because this gentleman actually transferred to us his senior year from Linden High School. And so I feel like we stole an opportunity in this student. Nehemiah is the son of Marcel and Sharice Jones of Bellingham. Nehemiah maintains a 3.56 grade point average while being actively involved at our high school. He's been in advanced orchestra classes all 4 years, and especially at our high school, as well as being a member of our orchestra group his senior year. Nehemiah has also been in theatrical productions his freshman and sophomore year, and has been a member of numerous clubs. I just want to share with you that Nehemiah is one of the students who continually participates in leadership activities outside of all the busy interests that he has, and he has been a role model for every single younger student on our campus. So it's just been a joy having him. Outside of school, Nehemiah enjoys playing the cello, which he learned how to play 7 years ago. He has been a rhythm roller skater for about 5 years now, and also enjoys singing. You can find Nehemiah drawing, painting, skating, hiking, and exploring the Pacific Northwest with his friends. Nehemiah, will you please come to the microphone and share who's with you here today and your dreams after high school?
Hello, my name is Nehemiah Jones. I came with my mother, Sharice Jones, right there, and then my father, Marcel Jones. I plan on attending Western Washington University, majoring in music theory and composition, and minoring in vocal performance.
I can't wait to see you on stage at Western. Okay, moving on to our students of the month for May. Miss Taylor Burke is the daughter of Jody and Judy Burke of Sedro Woolley. Taylor maintains a 3.9 grade point average while being actively involved at our high school. She has been very involved in multiple clubs here, like Earth Club, Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America, National Honor Society, and Trio ETS. I want to share with you that Taylor is one of the brightest smiles you'll see walking around campus, and she brings this wealth of just passion and love to make others feel better. Taylor, outside of school, she likes spending time with her family and friends, baking, and even baking with her delicious treats and bringing them to school. She also enjoys reading and sometimes puts her rest and rejuvenation into play with a quick nap. Taylor is proud to say, "I don't think I would have made it this far without my competitive streak that pops up due to having a twin sister, Jordan." So at this time, I'd like to have Taylor come to the microphone, share who's with her here today, and also your dreams after graduation.
Hi, my name is Taylor Burke. I brought my dad, Jody Burke, with me, and I plan on going to Skagit and studying for baking and pastry.
Taylor, are you thinking about owning a bakery someday? Yes, okay. So that's now our second student of the month that's involved in baking, and I think we are definitely excited to see your future in that promise. Our last student of the month, and I'm also very excited to say he is the third triplet that I get to recognize as student of the month, as we already recognized his sister Abby and his brother Baylor. Carson Verada is the son of Matt Verada of Mount Vernon. So Matt, this is your third time is a charm, right? So Carson maintains a 3.96 GPA while being actively involved at our high school. He's been on the varsity football team all 4 years, as well as playing on the baseball team for 1 year, the basketball team for 2 years, track and field for 3 years. He has lettered 3 times in football and 2 times in track and field. Carson is also team captain of the track and field team this year. He is also a full-time running start student at Skagit Valley College in Mount Vernon. Outside of school, Carson enjoys spending time with his family and friends, playing video games, and finding new and exciting TV shows to binge watch, and also enjoys playing the piano. I'm excited to have you come to the microphone, Carson, share with us who's with you here today and also where you're headed for after graduation.
I'm here with Dad, Matt Verada, and I plan on attending Western and getting a degree in electrical engineering or computer.
Carson, are all 3 of you thinking of going to the same college? Oh, okay. So we have Abby at Central and you and Baylor at Western with Nehemiah. All right, I like it. Thank you so much for letting me celebrate these 4 amazing individuals, and I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you so much.
Congratulations to all the parents and the students, students of the month. It's been a great year with a lot of great students here. First of all, I want to thank everyone for the great job you did on the auction. I think you should all give yourself a big round of applause. I think it was amazing to see all the people were having a good time, and we did very well. And that'll we'll find out a little more detail in the coming weeks. But we did very good. So congratulations. Becky, you have an announcement.
We have a 5-club Rotary project, and we desperately need your help on tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. Friday, the work party is from 12 o'clock on. Yesterday, we got all the flooring hauled up to the first floor, and our own John Schmidt spent the whole day there tearing off baseboards, and what we need is some hands on deck. Friday and Saturday, we're starting at 10 a.m. I'm going to send around this sign-up sheet, and if anybody can help me, I need somebody to take the lead. Since it's the spring conference, and this was the only weekend that they don't have kids at the camp where we can install the floor. So we're looking for high school kids to volunteer. There's a list of stuff they need out there. Some garden work. They need to clean a propane tank. There's just a lot to do out there. So if you can help out, Tessa Ross, one of our youngest members, is going to be bringing lunch out on Saturday with beer and water. and pop for the kids.
Thank you. Last summer, when we had our 49th annual auction, we sold a work party to Carl and Yulia, and they're would like to have that work party done, and they have some work that we could do on Saturday, May 28th. That's what, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks from this weekend. So we're thinking about that. I need somebody, if they could contact me, would like to be the lead person to lead that work party. So if Carl? Okay.
So I have a small amount of pavers I want to lift up. So we need a vibratory plate compactor. I'll have some gravel already. I already got gravel for it. We just need to pull them out, lift it up, vibrate it down, and then place them back in. It's only 3 feet wide by about 12 feet long, so it's not a big job. I've got a deck that we got to rebuild a little bit of that. I've got lots of other work, but those are the 2 main things.
So let's think about that, and we'll have a sign up, and if somebody wants to be a lead, please contact me. Otherwise, I'll start contacting you. Any? Anyone else have any other announcements? Okay. With that, I'm going to call on John Janicki, who has volunteered to sell the items that no one bought last weekend.
What's missing? These things here?
Oh, that's that.
These 2 items? Okay, guys, get your checkbooks out. You're either gonna love this. One of these people are gonna love it, right? Okay. Can I get? And Danny can take credit cards. Here we go. Okay. All right. I need $5 for this thing. This is a beautiful painting. You can give it to your wife or husband or something like that. $5. Okay, David. $5. Okay, great, David. All right. All right. John, here we go. $6. $10. Okay. John's got 10. What? 25. Okay, we got 25. 25, 25, 25, 25, 25. Sold. $25. Okay, here we go. Okay, what do you got next? Oh, stretch slip cover. You need this. You don't have to clean your couch. You just use this. Okay, okay. All right. Okay, Louis got $5 on this thing. Louis got $5 on this thing. Who needs $6, $7 for this slip cover? Slip cover. Anybody need a slip cover? We got it. Going once, going twice. $6. Here you go. There you go, Louis. There you go. There you go. Very, very good. Okay, now we got a picture. No, no. Oh, we got a holly bush. Okay, Christmas is coming. You can put some lights on this thing. This thing can grow. It's going to be nice. We got $10. We got $10. $10. $10. What? What do we got? $20. $20. 21, 21, 20, 20, 20, 20, 30. Can I see 30? 30 and 30 for a holly bush. Okay, $20 is sold right here. We go. President, we're making money left and right for these, for the community, for the kids, for projects. What do we got here? We got a ceiling fan. Oh, this is a classic ceiling fan. You know it's going to be 120 degrees in June. You know, climate change and all those kind of things. Okay, ceiling fan. Anybody need ceiling fan for $10? $10. Okay, Becky, $10. You got to. It's going 10, 10, 10, 10. Anybody else wants $15? 10. Well, you got to go 12. $15. $15 for Carl. Anybody else needs a ceiling fan? It's a beautiful ceiling fan. It's ready to go. $20. Okay, you're gonna get some nice air in there, some flow and stuff. Okay, $20. 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. What? 25. We got 25 for a ceiling fan. 25. Maggie needs it. Maggie, I should buy this for Maggie. 50 bucks. 50 bucks. Anybody want more 50 bucks? Mike sold it for 50 bucks. He bought it for his niece. Isn't that great? Now, I mean, that's the kind of uncle you need to buy you a ceiling fan. Okay, what else we got here? Okay. Okay, Washington. Yeah. $200 with this for a Husky one. Well, you should have a balance. Whoever bought the Husky one should have a one. No. Okay. All right. We got any Cougars here? Anyone? No? Anybody wants? Oh, wait. David, 10 bucks. 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks. Wait, we got another one. 60 bucks. This is great. It went for 200 in the UW. Went 200. 75. Here we go. 75. This is a steal, you guys. This thing's probably worth, if the Husky one was worth 200, this thing's got to be worth 1,000. $100 bucks. $100 bucks. David's got $100 bucks. Anybody else? Sold. $100 bucks. We got it.
Brock, did you need the mic for a moment? We got a quick announcement that we missed earlier, Rich.
Okay.
So this is follow up with my announcement last week, is that we would really like to have a couple of Rotarians volunteer to keep the foot race going. Kyle is here, and he is going to tell you a little bit about what that entails, because like I mentioned, he does all of the work, but he's got it organized so that you should be able to follow exactly what he does this year to be able to kind of take over things next year. So I'm going to let Kyle say a little bit about what we're asking for.
Yeah, so after 18 years, I think I'm going to back away a little bit. I lost all my kids. They decided to go to, New York. Yeah, John scared them away. They're all his nephews and niece. So the main things are like T-shirts, sponsors. And I have a little list here. It's fairly simple stuff. And then there's the day of race registration. We're still running on the same website and everything. All of that's all up to date, or will be as of tomorrow. So all the electronics and everything are all taken care of. But it's the administration of sponsors, T-shirt design. I'm terrible at that. Race tags, ribbons, and that sort of thing. So if we can get, if there's some people interested in carrying it forward, it generally generates about $4,000 extra to scholarships that we've given each year. Last year was a little thin. We didn't even know if we were going to have it till about 2 weeks before, so no advertising whatsoever. Yeah, we'd appreciate some volunteers. I'll be here in the back until after the meeting, and you can talk with Brock as well. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. The Wheel of Fortune, Sheena?
We have number 1919, big winner. You cannot come over here and pick the wine. We're checking ID. So you're going to come and spin the wheel. Or do we want to do? We got a wheel spin. You got to spin the wheel. You know, you might have to sing a song or something. You know that, right? $25 DQ. Do we have DQ, or do we got it? We're going to check on that. Otherwise, we'll hook you up with something besides wine. All right. Number 25, number 25. There we go. Do you want to? Okay, we'll get the one in the middle. There we go. We're down one wine. Can you hand that over there? Number 41, number 41. Who dat? Oh, spin again. It was John again. Or pull another number. Number 43. There we go. Mr. Big Spender African Adventure Man is coming forward. We're not going to check your ID. You can take a wine if you want. All right, we got guys paying $2. We need a couple people to help us pick up some money. Let's see. Paul, can you help pick up money? Becky, can you help pick up money?
Okay, Sergeant of Arms.
We got one more here. We got one more. Sheena's feeling very charitable. Teak, I think this is yours. 55. Did you do 55? Yep. Teak, Mr. I can't drive 55.
Paul Harris Award winners pay $2.
All right, someone has informed on those of you who walked in with badges today. Of course, it is a finable offense to not turn in your badge before you leave the week before. So anybody who walked in with a badge today owes $1. And of course, we had our auction last week. It was a great event. So if you were not sick or taking care of someone who was sick and you did not go, you owe $1. And if you went to the auction and left before the auction was over, another $1. Finally, last week was also Mother's Day. So if you were fortunate enough to still have your mother with us, and she lives in state, and you did not go see her, you owe $1. If your mom is still with us, lives out of state, and you could not find the time to call, that's $2.
Happy bucks. Happy bucks.
Okay, we'll go to happy bucks. Anybody happy today? David.
It's happy you got a steal on that picture.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that. Actually, I've got a buck. So today, this afternoon, Pat Grenfeld is going to be memorialized at Tulip Town. Pat was an amazing Rotarian and a wonderful, wonderful lady. A little family story. Her college roommate's father was my Aunt Dorothy's boyfriend for many, many years in Spokane. So Pat and my mom were really very, very good friends. She would come to visit my mom on a regular basis, like every week. So a really neat lady, and she'll be a memory to me. And also this lady right here is a dear, dear friend. She coordinated the selling of Gurney Strong shirts back after Brian fell. And how many did? A lot of Gurney Strong shirts. So Susie is a dear, dear friend of my family, and congratulations to Lily and all the kids. Great job, everyone.
Today.
All right, I've got $40 from Principal Carlton for the Students of the Month. She loves you lots. There, that's, I'm sure, the cheesy message that I would share if I were her. She probably would be much more eloquent. And I have another 20 from myself for everyone who brought the desserts to help me for the dessert dash. That was the most incredible display of desserts I think I've ever seen in an auction anywhere. Very much appreciated. Learned some good lessons, so it'll be even better next year.
John.
Here you go, 20 bucks. Wanted to support, thanks for all the people that just bought some auction items today. That's great. This is auction season, keep going it. Special thanks to the students. How many Rotarians were students of the month? Over here. Okay, so it's your task to graduate, get a job, and then come back to Rotary. Because you look at the level here, it's not a high bar. You'll be able to get in, no problem. You guys, with your grades and your talent, look how we could have music, we could have dancing, we could have all kinds of stuff, dentistry, we could have all kinds of stuff going on. So get your stuff done and get back here. Thank you very much.
John, we're all doing the best we can. Mayor?
Thank you. So I actually have a happy 20. You probably read in the paper where we put together a partnership with the YMCA. And we took the decommissioned library building and we worked on that, brought them in. They have 3 different programs that they're going to run through there for the youth of Sedro Woolley. One is a youth drop-in for ages 12 to 17. The other is a running program for those in 5th through 12th grade. And then also they're going to be running flag football and other sports out at the Winnie Hauser Field. So I think it's one of the first partnerships that they have put together. And it's something that Dean and I started talking about 4 years ago, and it finally happened. And I want to thank Charlie and our attorney, Nikki. They worked with Dean's people to make that contract happen and come together so that everybody was happy with it. And I also want to thank our Public Works because they worked hard to get that building ready for that. So thank you.
Well, after 3 years, I finally made it back to Crazy Horse Mountain and got to see the crew there busy carving the mountain. Kind of the bad news was they're not blasting right now, so they're not using our equipment. But it was sure nice to see them. They're carving with diamond saws and doing the fine work on the hand and arm. Then they gave me a nice slab of the mountain, all signed by the mountain crew, which is quite a nice thing. So anyway, it was great to be back to Crazy Horse.
I got a couple of happy bucks. That's all I got left after that auction. But I do have to say that Joanne and I did get the best of live, and we're going to go to Mexico. And there's a little story behind that. There's a couple of items, that, or at least one of them here. You go around and bid things up. That's what Rotarians are supposed to do. Well, the only bid on that one was my bid. So I bet I did it 50, 60 times or more. And then when Carrie read the number off, I'm sitting there dumbfounded, like, I didn't even realize it was our number. And Joanne, my wife, jumps up, "That's us!" And I looked at her, "What's the matter? We just won Best of Live." So thanks for that.
I got a couple happy bucks. First of all, that I'm feeling better. I had to have surgery on Friday, so I missed the auction. And my only concern, I told Lisa, I go, "Listen, I'm not going to be able to lift anything for a couple days, so don't bring anything home." And she says, "Mike, I can spend lots of money and you won't have to lift anything." Thank you.
I got a happy 10. First off, I won a barbecue at the auction. That was pretty awesome. And knives. So those came home with me. My husband did manage to cut himself on the knives on the night of the auction. And then second of all, I'm just really happy with how the auction turned out, and I'm really happy that it's over.
Okay, time for
So yes, I have some happy bucks that auction is over too. So that's very, very pleasant for me that everybody pitched in and worked so hard to make that successful. And I'm just very appreciative of that. It couldn't have pulled off without the help of everybody. So that was great. I did have a couple of quick questions. Were you happy with the museum as a place to have our future auctions? Cool. Were you happy with the food, or the real question is, would you prefer to go back to plated dinners or stay with a buffet option? Plated, hands up. So it's kind of iffy. We may not have a plated option. I don't know. We didn't this year. So I do have to mention a couple of names. Firstly, Danny, who is really not done with the auction yet. She's still got things that are going to be going on for quite a while. So she really pitched in, really did a job on this. We raised a ton of money with the live auction, and that would not have been possible without the live auction master, Rich Wyrick. I don't think Joellen is here. She did a great job with the decorations. That was really spectacular. Eric and Ben Johnson handled the sound system, and even I could hear what was going on, so that was fantastic. Chad and Sherry did their work. Sherry locked in all of the darn silent auction items. That was great. And we got Tim, Lair, Travis, both working really hard on the silent auction. Ruth did the dessert, and that went fantastic. Dan provided the plants as usual, went well. And that was Curtis and Dan took care of that. Carrie just left. Josh was in charge of the food, and that went great. Christine helped out. My daughter did the booklet again, so I got to thank her. Tomas, he's not here, worked really hard on the
Tim, I don't mean to cut you off. We have a program to get to, and it's running out of time.
Very good. Anyway, everybody I didn't mention, thank you.
Okay, without further ado, if there's early leavers, now's the time, and I'd like to introduce Dan Budzinski, who will tell us about our new state sport.
Everybody hear me? Oh, there we go. If you can't hear me, just let me know, because I'm not used to holding a mic. I just yell a lot. Dan Budzinski, Skagit Valley Pickleball Club. I'll go through this slides pretty quickly at the beginning, because it's kind of more background. If we had more time, I would spend it, but get to kind of the nuts of the presentation is what's it going to cost me, right? What did I lose? Okay. Anyway, while it's coming up, I'm the current president of the Skagit Valley Pickleball Club. We've been in existence for about 5 years now. This is my 4th or 5th year that I've been the president. Handing the reins over this June. It's not advancing. Oh, there we go. Are you doing or am I doing? Okay. So pickleball, for you that don't know, it started in 1965 on Bainbridge Island. As Rich stated, it's now a state sport. It became about 2 months ago. Skagit Valley Pickleball was born in July of 2018. 26 members started that. We met in a room much like this, make sure there was enough commitment and support to get a club going. And we needed to get a club going to show that, number one, is unify the sport in this town of Mount Vernon. But number two is to show the city and the Parks and Rec Department that we really wanted to do stuff. And that stuff at that point was build pickleball courts. So anyway, we originated in 2018. We drove the conversion of 2 tennis courts to 6 pickleball courts at Hillcrest Park. I know a couple of you have been there and played. Then at the end of 2019, we began fundraising for we did the feasibility study for a new building that's going in as we speak, should open at the end of June. It's a 10-court pavilion going in at Skagit Valley College. Our bylaws really drive us looking for inside out and outside playing venues for the Skagit Valley. We also like to instruct in the rules of the game, strategy, and really at the end of the day, it's kind of social and just get out and move around, which is great for all of us. And then we're working within the communities to promote pickleball. I've played with kids that tall, 95. Everybody has fun. Growth, is this just a fad? No. You see this line up here, I've changed this twice now. Beginning of the year, we were down about 220 members. We're just past 300. We've added 90 members so far from January 1st this year. So it is a growth here. It's a growth all over. I looked at our demographics, just curiosity where all the membership for the Skagit Valley Pickleball Club is. This little slice right here happens to be Sedro Woolley at 14, so it's the 4th largest group that we have members from. One of the reasons we changed our name from Mount Vernon Pickleball Club to Skagit Valley, we want to be inclusive to everybody in the valley, end to end, north to south. So that's why we're kind of here and trying to enlighten you guys a little bit more on what pickleball is and how we get advance it here. Venues, you can see from 2018 to 2019, it's gone up, adding about 66 new, these are venues. These are places to play, not pickleball courts. These are just places to play. This is US area. And of those, you can see the number of courts gone from 20 or 25 up to about 37,000 courts. So it's really not a sport that's going away. It's going to be here. There's talk about getting it on Olympic sport as well. Once you do that, it really drives the sport at all levels. What's this thing called pickleball? The court itself is 20 feet by 44 feet. You add run out if you want fencing so that you don't have to chase the pickleball 50 feet down the yard. So typically you'll see the court will be another 6 feet on either side, so 32 feet, another 9 feet on either end, so it gives you a 62 foot. So if you're looking for a footprint with fencing around you, it's a 32 foot by 62 foot court. That's the size of the 10 courts that are going in at the pavilion right now. Kind of some of the costs. You're in that $8,000 to $10,000 range per court if you have a current tennis court and you want to convert it to pickleball courts. This includes putting fencing up between the courts. And why that's important is it's not fun to chase pickleballs. The name of the game is to hit it so your opponent doesn't. But if they don't hit it, somebody's got to go get it. So if you have taped out pickleball courts on tennis courts, you're chasing the ball a lot. So typically you have what's called a barrier fence that keeps the ball kind of contained. So that's about $8,000 to $10,000 a court. If you're building courts from scratch, I call it greenfield construction. So I got a plot of land, I'm going to go out and build something on that. That's typically about $45,000 a court. And these are averages. Some are more, some are less, depending on the local, kind of local wage and materials. Excuse me. And then the pavilion itself that's going up, I can tell you that one, if you built it today, would be about just under $2 million. That's 10 courts. It's a metal building with sides on it, lights in it. Any building you've got will have to have lights in it. We've got open sides on that one and translucent panels on it, and it still takes about 50% of the total light on at all times when you're playing. That one, I'll tell you though, that the site location and having open walls up about 8 foot drove about 400,000 into that building. So if you had a totally enclosed building and it was in a place where you didn't have to do a lot of site remediation, it'd be about 400,000 less. But you're still, with inflation stuff, you're still in that 1.6, 1.7 million range. Some options, when we first talked to Rich last fall, a couple of places we talked about is by the high school. And this was an old baseball diamond. I think that was baseball diamond. This is Cook Road here, and 20's going this way. The green is kind of gives you a sense of the footprint you would need. That's about the size of the 10-court pavilion that's going in. I've got it kind of scaled to those two areas. Not that it needs to go there or has to go there, just to kind of give you a thought of, geez, what would it look like sitting on a property? If that makes sense. Some examples, we talked about, or the college is putting up a metal building. There's another structure. This one is framework with the fabric stretched over the top of it. It's fairly common now. That top on a structure, on a pickleball structure, would be almost $200,000 less than the metal building option that we put in. Yes. You can do it in the rain. It's not as enjoyable. First of all, and the second of all, if you've got, like right now, we're in kind of the end of the pollen season. And as the pollen gets on the court and it gets wet, it gets really slippery. So you'd prefer not to have rain, but yeah, I've played in the rain before. So this court happens to be in Opelika, Alabama. It's 12 courts. They did this one about 3 years ago. They just built one exactly like it right next door to it. These courts are open 24/7, 365. But you can see the open side here. That's the end of the side. From there to the ground, it's open, and on the ends, it's open as well. This kind of shows you can see there's a pickleball court there, and there. And the white outline is a tennis court. So that's showing how you can put 4 pickleball courts on a tennis court if you want. These are close enough where you wouldn't put a fence down the middle of it because you would be running into it all the time. You don't want people to get hurt. These are the 6 courts that we put in at Hillcrest. The black, you can see the fencing between every court. Those courts, there is enough room that there's about a 10-foot run out on the sides and a 9-foot in the back. So some considerations on court. First of all, you kind of want to think through the traffic pattern. Is it easily accessible? Is it walkable? Some of them are walkable. There's a lot of discussion that if you happen to go to Arizona or Florida during the winter, get away from the cold and wet weather up here, that a lot of people are locating, at least the people that are playing pickleball, locating at those communities that have pickleball courts. And they're kind of in battles right now where one community put in more courts, then people will kind of move over there. The next community puts in more courts, and then they move over there. So it's a big deal in a lot of the southern states on how many courts they have and how accessible they are. If you're going to have tournaments in, then you want to make sure you've got businesses to support it. You really want to, if you put a big enough structure and you want to have tournaments, and it's good for the economy, it brings in a lot of monies into the local area. But you definitely want to support it in the local area if that's available. Hotels, the same thing. The demographics, will the facility and pickleball park support the needs of the locals? Meaning, do you have enough people here that want to play it or want to learn how to play it, or at least want to have it available to the children or kids coming up? One thing our club's trying to do right now for this coming year, we're really going to look at getting it into the schools, probably at the middle school level, at least introduce it so that we can really develop it at the younger age. Most people, when you ask them my age, I'm retired, by the way. I've only played it for about 4 years. And most people are that way. But it started here in the state of Washington in 1965. So it's quite interesting how it's really come back around. So you need to know if there's interest in the local area. It's easier to pull it through an organization or through an area than it is try to push it from afar. Use existing tennis courts if they're available. A lot of people go to the schools because that's typically where tennis courts are. I mean, if you look at this area, I know Mount Vernon, outside of the school system, there was only 2 tennis courts. And I'm not sure what it is here. It's probably about the same or could be less. Some areas, there's a lot of tennis courts outside of school systems, but most places there's not. Unused basketball courts is another place where you want to look to see to locate them. And then like this group, you work with groups to generate matching funds. Some organizations will match funds, some won't. It's just hard to tell. And then is it in a safe neighborhood? Because the one thing you don't want to do is site it someplace where people don't feel comfortable about going. Now, on the flip side of that, before we put these in converted the courts at Hillcrest, it's a nice park, but there were a lot of sketchy people around. Since we put that in, they've gone away. They've gone to other places. And the director of the recreation department has talked to me several times about how excited she is to see that happen, because more families are coming back to parks now. So you want to keep that in mind, that it can go both ways. Just depends on who has the stronger will. Questions? I want to go to this slide. This is a rendition of the inside of the courts that's being built right now. That's the south end. You can see a bunch of trees here and a bunch of trees here. So the sides are open to about 8 foot, and there's going to be 8 courts located in this building. Questions? Yes. You know where the soccer field is? It's on the very east and south end of the soccer field. Yep, right next, kind of right next to that church building. Yep. Yes. Yeah. Lighting at about 80, if anybody knows about lighting, it's about 85-foot candles. So it's going to be pretty bright. It's open, it's going to be open at 7 in the morning till 10 at night for everybody. The caveat is that the club members have 2 blocks of times that they have priority on. Doesn't say other people on 7 of the 10 courts. So 3 courts will be open to everybody. 7 of the 10 courts will be open to club members. I'll say that with caveat that it's $35 a year to join the club. But yes, it is open. And there are no, you don't go online and reserve a court for a specific time. It's all dropped in. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. And just about perfect amount of timing there. And thank you for joining us, Stan and Susie and Sylvia and Lisa, and students are all gone. And so again, thank you for all your work at the auction last week and all your attendance and all the money you spent particularly. And maybe we'll have some details on how much money by next weekend. If you can get out there and sign up and help out at Camp Kirby this weekend, please do. And then think about whether or not you can help out on the 28th at our work party that Carl and Yulia bought at our auction last year. With that, if you can help clean up, please do. And we are adjourned.